engaging, who is talented, and who joins us on the program. Druw Jones, who's in Arizona right now, rehabbing, getting ready in a pre-camp. Hey, Druw, good morning, man. Thanks for taking some time with us.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me on.
I want to talk about pressure. I mean, watching you play and watching the way your dad played, I don't think you've ever felt any pressure athletically. Does the fact that you were picked second overall, considered a top prospect, does it ever get in your head?
No, I just kind of want to go out here and play my own game, Obviously, there's going to be pressure when you play every day and being a top prospect. But, I mean, I just go out here and I just play baseball. That's all I really want to do. Don't let the pressure get to you. Just be yourself.
Give me a nugget or two that your dad threw out your way that you kind of hold on to and use as a staple from time to time. I can remember when I went away when I was 17 and my father told me, just worry about yourself. And that's always resonated because I didn't worry about the other things going on outside of me. I just worried about myself. But I was wondering if your dad might have thrown a nugget or two your way when you decided to start your professional career.
I mean, it just tells me to go out there and have fun. There's not really much else you can do in baseball. You can't control the little things. So just go out there and have fun and be yourself.
Did we get hoops out of the system? Because I know you played a lot of basketball in high school. Is that done with?
Yeah, I'm done playing basketball. I didn't necessarily give up, but I stopped playing after the sophomore year of high school.
Got it. And you became a baseball-only guy, or was there another game? I know you messed around on the golf course a little bit, but did it stay baseball at that point for you?
I mean, I've been playing baseball since I was 3, so I've just been playing baseball all the way through. Never really had a thought of quitting. I play golf a little bit here and there, kind of just whenever I can get out on the course. Baseball is a busy schedule, so not as much right now. But, I just go out there, and I mean, I have fun playing golf. I play basketball here and there, but not competitively like I used to.
So growing up around the Braves, around a big league team, I'm sure you were with Dad occasionally at Turner Field. Was there ever a time where you got in the way or prevented somebody from doing any work because you were in the cage goofing around? Tell us about any of that.
I mean, I was super young when when my dad was with the Braves, but I mean, I don't think I got in anybody's way, hopefully. I mean, it's obviously a joy to be in the locker room with guys that he played with and guys that you look up to when you're younger. But, I mean, it's a lot of fun just to be in the clubhouse and see like how guys train and get ready for the games early in the day.
Let everybody know how you're feeling, because I know you're out there and you're doing some rehab and you're in early camp, but there's no reason to think that spring training's going to start, season's going to start, and Drew's going to be ready to play.
I mean, right now I just started swinging, so just kind of getting back into the groove of things, working through a hitting progression and a throwing progression right now, and should be ready to start next season.
It was your left shoulder, am I right about that you're rehabbing now? So your throwing should be okay? You're right, everything's all right in that regard?
Yeah, everything's good. Just kind of like getting used to putting the pressure of like just moving like the upper body and stuff like that and just getting back used to all that. But throwing's good right now. It's just mainly hitting, trying to get back into game-like form.
What have the Diamondbacks told you about what to expect this year? Assuming everything goes great with the rehab, which it sounds like it is, are you expected to start at a certain level, or is all that to be determined?
I'm just kind of going with the flow and whatever they think. If they think I'm not ready to go straight to affiliate or straight to rookie ball and just kind of work through just like live at bats with rehab guys, that's fine. But I'm just kind of working with whatever they have planned for me.
Now, Druw, when you're talking about starting to swing the bat and your progression, let's say you're all normal, you're all good. Do you have a staple or two that's in the cage? Are you a machine guy? Do you crank it up, soft toss from the front? What's your routine as far as hitting that you do every single day?
Hit off the tee, front toss, sometimes live and sometimes machine. It kind of just depends on the day and what I'm working on. If I'm trying to like work on my velo or just getting ready to like hit, mainly probably machine. And then if I want to take like long rounds and I'm working on something, I definitely just do live all day.
So circling back to your dad, because today's Hall of Fame day and your dad's his candidacy has been on the rise. A lot of people that are putting him on their ballots. Do you ever have conversations with your dad about the Hall of Fame? And if you do, are they conducted in Papiamento?
No, definitely not in Papiamento. But sometimes it comes up. I mean, we just talk about it casually. Like if we're talking trash to each other, he's like, "Oh, whatever, I'm on the ballot," and I just think that's funny. But I mean, I hope he gets in this year, if not next year. I mean, I think he deserves it. He's a great outfielder, one of the best of all time, in my opinion. So hopefully he gets in today, but you never know.
Well, there are a lot of people that agree with you, and there are people that, you know, aren't in the family that feel the same way about your dad's career. Do you speak any Papiamento, by the way?
I do not. I was never taught. I just kind of spoke English, a little bit of Spanish, but that's just from picking up from guys around here and going to class.
Well, Druw, we appreciate the visit today, man. Thanks for taking some time with us. We're looking forward to the show on Thursday to see where you lie on the top 100 list. We know it's going to be someplace pretty close to number one. Way to go, and we look forward to seeing you out on the field in the spring.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Good luck, Druw.
Druw Jones joining us on the program. Fun to visit with him. He has got a bright future, that young man.
You did a little research on the hoops and the golf and everything?
Yeah, I think he was a guy that gave up hoops kind of gladly. But, you know, a lot of multi-sport guys, you know this better than I do because you work with a lot of kids and amateur players. They have a hard time being convinced to give up the other games.
Well, look, it's part of what they do, and it's part of their athleticism moving forward. I'm not against a 16-year-old dude going to tell mom and dad, look, I don't want to play hoops anymore because I want to concentrate on this. But I'm also okay with a 16-year-old dude that's really good at baseball saying, I want to play hoops all the way through. Yeah. This is fun for me. And you don't want to ever take away the kid out of them. If they enjoy doing something, and I understand the way the dollars are now in the draft world, and the parents might be thinking, yeah, but if you roll an ankle or something, okay, yeah, great. Yeah. But this is me being 16-year-old. We'll figure that out, you know, later. I don't have a problem either way. If they want to be safe with it, good. But I'd also say if somebody says I want to play right through, all the way up through my senior year, so be it, and go play it.
Makes a lot of sense. Let's take a break. When we come back, Keith Costas, if it were Jeopardy, he'd have a name for this game.
What is Venus?
No, not Venus, not Venus. But we're going to take a bump to break.
The bump doesn't matter.
It does matter, and we'll come up with a title for this game when we come back.
How did you come up with the title?
Hey. Welcome back to the Tuesday Hot Stove, brought to you by the General Insurance. And Keith Costas rejoins us on Hall of Fame Tuesday in hot anticipation of our show at 4 o'clock and the reveal at 6 with some fun regarding some Hall of Fame candidates.
Yeah, guys, plenty of debate and statistical analysis around all of these candidates, but we figured we'd lighten it up and bring back some fun moments from all of their careers. We'll start with Todd Helton. JP talked about him earlier in the show, trending in the right direction, now on top of the tracker. Probably has as good of a chance as anybody to get in this year. Something I remember, though, from playing against my team, we talk about his offense a lot, but he had some savvy in the field as well. Matt Carpenter on first base, little pickoff off the bat. Whoop, that's the end of the inning. Hidden ball trick, oldest trick in the book.
Yeah, that's not even a hidden ball trick. That's just a little pump fake and Carpenter saying, yeah, he threw it.
I wonder if they ever talked about that afterwards at a golf tournament or a charity appearance.
I'm sure if that happened to me, I'm going to say, dude, why'd you do that?
Next one up, Matty, Torrey Hunter. Now, you know that Torrey and I have a complicated history.
Yeah,
on this
DJ
show. So exactly. I feel like I can, have a little fun with him here. Great career, obviously. We did a profile on him last week. I actually think he has a better case than most people realize. But one of the moments everyone remembers from his career, David Ortiz playing the hero here in Boston. Torrey doing what he does, playing with reckless abandon, but maybe a little too much on that play right there, ending up flipping over into the bullpen right there. The cop obviously became a hero in Boston with that pose behind Torrey with the arms up there. Now, next one, guys, Jimmy Rollins. Another guy who doing these exercises, a little better case than I realized. Great career for J-Roll. We know BK is big on him, but this moment I remember, the Cowboy Joe West, he had a famous stare down with Mad Bum. Maybe a week or two later, Jimmy sliding into third base, had this little exchange with Joe West. Waiting for the call, give me time, stare, 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 hold, 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 and break character. Not above having a little fun on the field. Now, this one, guys, I didn't actually remember this. Jared Weaver, him and Mike Trout had a little bit of a playful back and forth, sort of a rivalry of pranks, so to speak. Weaver, early in Trout's career, out in Arizona in spring training, he actually put his real cell phone number on the board and invited fans to text Mike Trout with any kind of questions they might have had. There it is. I assume he's changed his number by now, but that was Mike Trout's real cell phone number. A young Mike Trout. Just inviting all Angels fans to get in touch with a future Hall of Famer.
That is fantastic.
Wow.
You talk about breaking eggs. I mean,
that's pushing it right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good one.
And we'll end with one of our favorites here, guys. Chef. Great career for Gary Sheffield. We all know the questions around his case. I personally would put him in. But let's go outside of his career and actually go to his age 51 season, so to speak. Still hitting tanks and doing it with a cigar in his mouth. Aluminum bat, yes, but 51 years old, cigar, night game. It's impressive stuff.
Oh, man. That's good. Chef has fun. He's got a fun life, man. His son's a great amateur player. He's out there smoking a Cuban.
And
How can you not love Chef?
He's not even thinking about going pull-side either. Those are 3 swings going to straight up center field, big part of the field.
I'd like to see a senior league, if only because guys like Gary Sheffield and company could still probably hit.
Yeah.
Were you around during the senior league days? Or were you still playing when that thing cooked up? Do you remember the senior league?
No.
Yeah, I think
I must have still been playing because it wouldn't register, but they wouldn't have wanted me as a senior league player anyway, so I'm good.
Keith, thank you. We're going to take another break. When we come back, Harold Reynolds had a chance to visit with Hall of Famer Fred McGriff to ask him some very pertinent questions.
What's the secret to raising your kids the way you have?
By passion, pride, and plenty of international flavor. See some of Major League Baseball's best play for their federations in the Festival of Baseball. Mission accomplished. It all begins March 11th in Miami and Phoenix. Get your tickets now at worldbaseballclassic.com.
The game's youngest stars are on the rise, but who has what it takes to shine in the show? Hear the best analysts in baseball break down the game's future top talent. MLB Network's Top 100 Prospects, Thursday 7 Eastern on MLB Network.
Sucker teed off on that like he knew I was going to throw a fastball. He did know. I told him.
Bull Durham, starring Kevin Costner, Susan Sarandon, and Tim Robbins. Wednesday, 9 Eastern on MLB Network's Bleacher Features.
Welcome back to a Hall of Fame installment of Hot Stove presented by the General Insurance. So far, the class of 2023 is a class of 1. Fred McGriff enters on the Veterans Committee ballot. Harold Reynolds had a chance to catch up with the newest Hall of Famer and learned that it wasn't always easy for the guy they called Crime Dog.
So let's start back a little bit in your career. Let's start back in high school. You got cut from your high school team? Did I hear that right?
Hey, Pop Cuesta, my old coach, hey, he's a legend now. But at the time, they had a senior first baseman who I knew from West Tampa Little League. And so I'm telling myself, Fred, you're not going to have a chance to make this team as a first baseman. So, hey, try out for the outfield, do something like that. So that's what I did. I ain't never played the outfield in my life. I'd always been a first baseman coming up during the league and so forth. And so I tried out for center field. I was out there, didn't too much, but you know, high school tryouts, you get a couple of days to show what you can do and everything. And then all of a sudden they say, okay, you know, I'm not gonna tell you if you're gonna make the team or not now, but you come back later and you look on the locker room door later in the evening, I go back and I didn't make the team.
Cut.
At Jefferson. Yeah.
Wow, that's some Michael Jordan type stuff right there, man.
But I hung in there. I'm like, okay, try that again for the team next year.
And did you have common sense enough to realize you're not playing the outfield?
So I played first base.
He's such a big personality, and we're going to hear a little bit more of Harold's conversation with Fred McGriff a little bit later on in the program this morning. Let me ask you this about McGriff, because you had advocated for his being a Hall of Famer for a long time. Many of us had. 493 homers over a 19-year career. If he had played another, 2 months
right,
to get to that 500 plateau, Does he get in sooner?
You know what? I don't think so. For whatever reason, to me, 493 and 500 is the same thing. It's 493 homers. The cool thing about Fred, you talked about his personality. He was one of the better human beings that I played against, too. You get to first base with the crime dog. It was always cool to have a little chat with him. And I last saw him in North Carolina a couple years ago at the complex when we were doing the draft combine. And Fred's behind the cage. I'm standing there with Fred behind the cage. Fred's got 493, mind you. And these youngsters are coming up in the cage and hitting balls up, 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 up. And Crime Dog saying, you know, the line drive back up the middle is not the worst thing. And I'm sitting there just thinking about the old school mentality of the approach. Fred wasn't up there necessarily trying to lift and separate. You didn't see anything out of control in those little highlights of Fred's swings. In fact, it's very much in control. And the idea of him hitting the ball up in the air was just catching the ball a little bit more out in front. But I don't think the design when Fred took BP was to do that. These guys would take 5 swings that we were watching, hit 5 fly balls to left center field. They wouldn't go to the track, and they'd walk out of the cage like it was pretty good. And Fred's going, how about a line drive up the middle? 493. He knows a thing or two about hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
But Fred, getting to first base with Fred, when he was in Toronto and he came up and started hitting some balls out of that dome and you're watching him, I still think to this day, it's the farthest home run I've ever seen hit was Fred McGriff in old Exhibition Stadium in Toronto before the dome. The Argonauts used to play out there. It was kind of a multi-thing stadium, bad turf, bad lights. Fred McGriff jumped a guy we had named Oswaldo Peraza on a split tee, and he took him about dead center. And I remember the reactions of Eddie sitting next to me, by the way, knows a thing or two about hitting the ball a long way, screamed when Fred hit this ball. And Junior looked at him when he was running around second base like, I can't believe what I just saw. One of the farthest balls I've ever seen hit was Fred McGriff.
Exhibition Stadium.
Yep.
Was it cold up there at that?
Yes.
I love Canada.
I know you did. Harold. Let's take a break. We're going to come back with some more Hall of Fame talk and head up to Cooperstown, where Brian Kenny's getting ready for the big night. He's with Jason Stark, who's in the building as a Spink Award winner, by the way. And they're going to talk about Scott Rowland, Carlos Beltran, and some other candidates on